In the bustling city of Kumasi, where the modern world met ancient traditions, lived a young man named Sobi. Sobi was well known in his neighborhood for his kindness and ever-present smile. He lived in a modest apartment with his mother, who had raised him alone after his father passed away when Sobi was just a child. Every morning, Sobi would help his mother at her small shop in the market, selling handmade crafts and trinkets. One fateful day, as he arranged the display of colorful beads, his eyes caught sight of a girl he had never seen before. She moved gracefully through the market, her presence exuding a blend of confidence and warmth. Her name was Angel, and she had recently moved to Kumasi to live with her aunt. Sobi was instantly captivated by Angel's beauty and poise. He watched as she chatted amiably with the vendors, her laughter like music to his ears. From that moment on, Sobi's thoughts were consumed by her. He found himself daydreaming about her smile, her laugh, and the way she made everything around her seem brighter. Unbeknownst to Sobi, his childhood friend Abraham had been quietly harboring feelings for him. Abraham had always been by Sobi's side, through thick and thin, their bond forged in the fires of shared dreams and childhood escapades. Abraham had never mustered the courage to confess his feelings, contenting himself with the warmth of their friendship. As the days passed, Sobi's infatuation with Angel grew. He began to neglect his responsibilities at the shop, often losing himself in thoughts of her. He would stand on the busy street corners where he knew she passed, hoping for a chance to speak to her. Finally, one sunny afternoon, Sobi gathered his courage and approached Angel as she admired a stall of colorful kente cloths. "Hi, I'm Sobi," he said, his voice trembling slightly. "I see you around the market a lot. Would you like to have a coffee with me sometime?" Angel smiled warmly, appreciating his straightforwardness. "Hi, Sobi. I'm Angel. Sure, I'd like that." They started meeting regularly, sharing stories and laughs over steaming cups of coffee at a small cafe near the market. Sobi's heart soared with every moment spent with Angel, and he began to hope that she might feel the same way about him. However, in his excitement and newfound obsession, he started to neglect Abraham. Abraham felt the growing distance between them and was heartbroken. He had always been the one Sobi turned to, but now he felt like a shadow in Sobi's life. Whenever they did meet, Sobi seemed distracted, his mind elsewhere. The once strong bond between them began to fray. One evening, after spending the day with Angel, Sobi found Abraham waiting for him outside his apartment. Abraham's eyes were filled with unspoken hurt. "Sobi, can we talk?" Abraham asked quietly. Sobi, still riding the high of his time with Angel, was impatient. "Not now, Abraham, I'm tired." "Please, it's important," Abraham insisted. Reluctantly, Sobi agreed. They went up to the rooftop, where they often used to sit and talk under the stars. Abraham took a deep breath and finally confessed his feelings. "Sobi, I've loved you for as long as I can remember. I've tried to be happy just being your friend, but it's been so hard watching you drift away from me." Sobi was stunned. He had never considered that Abraham's feelings for him might go beyond friendship. He felt a rush of emotions, confusion, guilt, and a pang of regret for the way he had treated his friend. But instead of addressing Abraham's confession with compassion, he reacted defensively. "Why are you telling me this now, Abraham? Can't you see I'm happy with Angel? Why are you trying to complicate things?" Abraham's eyes filled with tears. "I just needed you to know the truth. I can't keep pretending that I'm okay with things as they are." Sobi, overwhelmed by the revelation and his own conflicted feelings, lashed out. "Well, maybe you should have kept it to yourself. I've got enough on my mind without dealing with this." Abraham, deeply hurt by Sobi's harsh words, left the rooftop in silence. He felt as though his heart had been shattered into 1,000 pieces. In the days that followed, Sobi couldn't shake the guilt gnawing at him. He continued to spend time with Angel, but the joy he once felt was tainted by his regret over how he had treated Abraham. He tried to push the thoughts away, focusing instead on winning Angel's heart completely. One day, as Sobi and Angel walked through the city park, they ran into a young man who seemed very familiar to Sobi. It was Kwame, a charming and confident guy who had a reputation for being popular with the ladies. Sobi watched with growing jealousy as Kwame and Angel exchanged pleasantries and laughed together. After Kwame left, Sobi's jealousy boiled over. "Do you like him?" he blurted out, his voice tinged with insecurity. Angel looked at him, surprised by his sudden outburst. "What? Kwame? He's just a friend, Sobi. Why would you even ask that?" Sobi's jealousy and insecurity had been festering for days, and now they erupted uncontrollably. "I see the way you look at him. You're probably just leading me on while you're really interested in him." Angel was taken aback, her expression turning from confusion to hurt. "Sobi, you're being ridiculous. I thought you trusted me." Sobi realized he had crossed a line, but his pride kept him from apologizing. Instead, he doubled down. "Maybe I was wrong to trust you. Maybe I was wrong about everything." Angel's face hardened with resolve. "If you can't trust me, Sobi, then there's no point in us being together. I don't need this kind of negativity in my life." With that, she walked away, leaving Sobi standing alone in the park, his heart heavy with the weight of his mistakes. Days turned into weeks, and Sobi found himself increasingly isolated. He had lost Angel, and his friendship with Abraham was in tatters. The elders of his community, having noticed the change in him, called him for a meeting. They were wise and experienced, having seen many young people lose their way. "Sobi," one of the elders began, "we've watched you grow up with a good heart, but recently you have allowed jealousy and anger to cloud your judgment. You must understand that true love and friendship are built on trust and respect." Another elder added, "There is an old story of Anansi the spider who once deceived his friends and ended up trapped in his own web. If you do not mend your ways, you will find yourself trapped in a web of your own making." Their words struck a chord with Sobi. He realized how far he had strayed from the values he had been raised with. Determined to make amends, he sought out Abraham first. He found him at their old hangout spot, the rooftop where they had shared so many memories. "Abraham," Sobi began, his voice trembling with emotion, "I am so sorry for the way I treated you. I was selfish and blind to your feelings. Can you ever forgive me?" Abraham looked at Sobi, his eyes reflecting a mixture of hurt and hope. "Sobi, it will take time to heal, but I appreciate your apology. I miss our friendship, and I'm willing to try and rebuild it if you are." Sobi nodded, relief washing over him. "I am. I'll do whatever it takes." With their friendship slowly on the mend, Sobi turned his attention to Angel. He knew winning back her trust would be even harder. He wrote her a heartfelt letter, explaining his actions and expressing his deep regret. He left the letter at her aunt's house, hoping she would read it. A few days later, Angel agreed to meet him at the cafe where they had spent so many happy hours. Sobi's heart raced as he walked in, unsure of what to expect. Angel sat at their usual table, her expression unreadable. "I read your letter," she said, her voice calm but guarded. "I appreciate your honesty, but trust is not something that can be easily restored." Sobi nodded, his eyes earnest. "I know, Angel. I messed up, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to prove that I'm worthy of your trust. I let my insecurities get the best of me, and I regret every moment of it." Angel sighed, her eyes softening slightly. "Sobi, I need time. Trust is built with consistent actions, not just words." "I understand," Sobi replied. "I'll be here, waiting. I just want you to know that I've learned from my mistakes, and I'm working on becoming a better person." As weeks turned into months, Sobi dedicated himself to proving his sincerity. He mended his friendship with Abraham, making sure to be there for him, just as Abraham had always been there for him. He focused on his responsibilities at his mother's shop, helping her and the community. Gradually, Angel saw the changes in Sobi. His actions spoke louder than his words ever could. He was patient, kind, and considerate, showing her that he had truly learned from his mistakes. Slowly, she began to let him back into her life. One evening, as the sun set over Kumasi, casting a warm golden glow over the city, Angel and Sobi walked through the market together. They stopped at the cafe, sitting at their favorite table. "Sobi," Angel began, "I've seen how hard you've worked to change. I'm willing to give us another chance, but you need to understand that this is a fresh start. We can't go back to the way things were, but we can move forward." Sobi's heart swelled with gratitude and hope. "Thank you, Angel. I promise to cherish and respect you. I've learned that love is not just about feelings, but actions and trust." As the weeks turned into months, Sobi and Angel rebuilt their relationship on a stronger foundation. Sobi continued to nurture his friendship with Abraham, who had found his own path to healing. The three of them often spent time together, their bonds strengthened by the trials they had overcome. One day, as they sat together on the rooftop that held so many memories, Sobi looked at his friends and realized how much he had grown. He had learned that love, in all its forms, required patience, understanding, and respect. The elder's words echoed in his mind. True love and friendship are built on trust and respect. Sobi knew now that these were the pillars upon which a happy life was built. He felt a deep sense of gratitude for the lessons he had learned and the people who had stood by him. The bustling city of Kumasi continued to thrive, its streets filled with the sounds of life and laughter. And among the many stories that wove the fabric of the city, the tale of Sobi, Angel, and Abraham became a cherished one. It was a story of growth, forgiveness, and the enduring power of love and friendship. As they looked out over the city, the sun setting in a blaze of colors, Sobi spoke, his voice filled with emotion. "Thank you, both of you, for your forgiveness, your patience, and your love. I wouldn't be who I am today without you." Angel smiled, her eyes shining with warmth. "And we wouldn't be here without you, Sobi. We've all grown and learned together." Abraham nodded, a contented smile on his face. "Here's to the future and to the strength of our bond." And so, under the golden hues of the setting sun, Sobi, Angel, and Abraham embraced the future with hearts full of hope and a friendship that had weathered the storm and come out stronger on the other side. The story of their journey spread through the community, inspiring others to value trust and respect in their relationships. It became a lesson for the young and a reminder for the old that love, in all its forms, requires nurturing and care. In the end, Sobi's tale was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of forgiveness, proving that even in the heart of a bustling city, the values of trust, respect, and love could transform lives and create unbreakable bonds.